welcome back to my channel. I'm really sorry that I went incommunicado again. Today I'm going to talk to you about deciding to quit being a solicitor and how that went. So I want to thank you, my returning subscribers, and I also want to thank you, my new subscribers, because I see so many of you. Welcome here. I decided I wanted to quit being a solicitor for various reasons. I wasn't sad in my place of work. In fact, it was a very, very good establishment, allowed for me to be able to look after my many children, and I had what I would think was a good salary, and above all, the experience that I was getting in my place of work was just phenomenal. But I decided I was going to quit because, for some strange reason, looking back, I did not feel very fulfilled when I maybe was talking to friends, or I have no idea what happened. I think someone had called, not that I think, someone had called me at the time and asked me if I wanted to work in their company. This was somebody that I went to school who had quite a good job and who was traveling the world, and they had encouraged me to apply for a job in the company that they worked for. And I had tried to tweak my CV, to allow for me to work there. But I knew deep down that that wasn't my job, and I was just trying to walk in somebody else's shoes. So that wasn't for me. But then that kind of like left the door open to me looking out. And I'm not really a person who looks out for a new job. I really think about things before I make a decision, but I'm not a fixture or a fitting in any place, whether it's something that has to do with my personal life or has to do with my professional life. I always leave the door open, and I always look at God for the final say, because I'm very prayerful when it comes to my destiny and what I need to be doing. Even purchasing a bag or a shoe or anything, I take it very personal, and I really want to know, what would Jesus do? That's how personal I take making decisions. But that door had been open, and I remember going to church one day and just praying and saying, why is it that, XYZ are doing quite well in their field and I don't seem to be having as much accomplishment? But looking back now, I had made partner, I had a good job, a good family, and you do know what it is. People want to be like you, but strangely, you look at them and you want to be like them. I must confess that I'm a very content person. I'm never jealous of anyone, but then I learn from others. If there's something they're doing that I think I can attain, I'll be quite glad to try something. So I decided to apply to this establishment because somebody who I trained had gotten a job there. The salary was going to be like twice my salary, and they were going to get a good pension. And we did have a chat about it, and this person was like, wow, you've trained me, I'm going to this establishment, why don't you give it a try if you want it? I thought about it for a while, and while praying to God and just saying, oh, this other person has this other person has that, and they kind of like annoying me at work now, I decided I was going to apply for this job. So I did. I got a letter to come for the interview. In fact, I had practically forgotten about it. I went for the interview, I think it was on a Saturday, which gave me enough time to prepare, and I didn't have to take time off work. So I just felt like these were good signs. But once I opened the door to this interview place, I just knew that I was in the wrong place. Trust your instincts and trust your spirit. I knew that this job wasn't for me. Beautiful place in Canary Wharf, beautiful buildings, as you would see from this video of me working in Canary Wharf last week. But I just knew that I was in the wrong place. There were many people who had been shortlisted like myself for the interview, and just they were just so chatty, and I tried to ask questions, just talking to them. I just felt like this is not for me. So many extroverts there, and I'm an introvert, and I just thought I was burning out even before the interview. Anyway, I had the interview, I got the job, and I actually got a higher salary negotiated because of my experience in the financial sector previously, and also because of my experience as a solicitor. but I still wasn't happy, and I wasn't convinced that I was going to leave my job as a solicitor, which wasn't as high paying, which I didn't even have a pension in. I had a private pension, but I had no pension from my place of work at the time. And I just thought, this is it. I'm definitely going to Canary Wharf. It's close to my house, looks really nice, beautiful buildings, gonna wear my beautiful suits, my high shoes, and everything. But fast forward, I decided not to take the job. My husband was like, follow your passion. And I did. I would say you always have that one person that whispers into your ears what is correct. And if you don't have anyone, if you're prayerful, please pray. If you're not, do your research and make sure that you have not just a good idea, but good reasons to actually quit your job, because the timing may not be right. You might just need to learn to love your job. I always say that work is work, work is not play. Work means something is difficult. So it's all right if it's difficult. You might just need to stick to your job. You might just hate your job and you think that that is a legitimate reason for you to quit, but then you might just really need to make your job more palatable so that you can actually enjoy it. I'm not saying become a fixture or a fitting in your place of work. You might just actually need a break. There are times when I've taken a break from my job, or I've, just used maternity leave as a beautiful time to take off one whole year to just sit down and really reassess what I need in my life. It might be that you are getting a decent package at the time. You're very young and you can always change jobs in the long run. That's fine. But if you're like me and you have amassed a lot of knowledge in one field, it doesn't make sense for you just to throw away the knowledge that you have just because of money. And like me, I have a passion for what I do. I worked in the financial industry, didn't like it at all. I was dealing with commercial, you know, work. I was dealing with corporate affairs, and my clients were not human beings. And I like intimate settings. I like to talk to my clients. I like to solve their problems. When someone says thank you, because you've changed their lives, you feel useful and you feel like your life has a purpose. At least that is me. I'm not saying that if you're an extrovert or you like commercial settings or you like the fast pace running around, I'm not saying that you are wrong or you're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying it might help you if you learn from me that you don't need to step into other people's shoes just because the job looks glamorous or because you think that they're doing well. My husband says that you should water your grass because you're looking at the neighbor's grass and you actually think that it looks green, but then if you were to cross over to the neighbor's grass, you might just find that it's rubber grass, astroturf. So learn to water your own grass. If you want to leave your job, just make sure that you have a good departure plan in place and make sure that you're not walking away from your passion, because passion is everything, especially if you want to be a solicitor, or if you're a solicitor, you're a teacher, police officer, you work in the medical field, whatever it is that you do, you would find that it's your passion that makes you get up on those days when you feel like just lying in bed. You really want to make sure that you are sure before you quit. I was quitting being a solicitor that worked so hard for just because somebody else who was more junior to me, who had trained, got a job and was getting about twice my salary at the time and was getting a good pension package. And also because I was looking at Canary Wharf, looking at it as being really beautiful. And also I was looking at the fact that it wasn't too far from me and I just really wanted to get away from, where I was and just start something new. I had very wrong reasons for wanting to quit. Looking back now, if I had gone to other establishment, I would have lost all my years of practice. I would have been dealing with paperwork again and dealing with human beings, but not in the way that I deal with them now. I don't think that I would have wanted to stand up, to go to work. And I do work in Canary Wharf now from time to time. And I just thought I would share with you that not everything that glitters is gold. If you are volunteering, stick at it. There was a time in my life when I was volunteering and I was running from a paid job to a volunteering job. And I do know there are people who have worked for me in volunteering capacities who have now gotten very good jobs. I have to do two references for two people who have now gotten very, very good jobs that they like outside London. They still come back to say, oh, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to work with you. So stick at whatever you're doing now. In the long run, it always pays. I have a salary that beats out of the waters what I would have gotten in this place, and I'm quite happy to share that with you in another video. I'm very passionate about my job. I love what I do. People are happy that I actually serve them. I feel content and full of purpose in what I do, and I'm glad that I wasn't jealous of people or wanting to be like them and then just burning out. People want to be like you want to be like people. It just never stops. In all, do you, and make sure that you are on the right career path rather than running from one career to another career and just taking jobs because they are available. I hope that this has been helpful, and I hope to see you in my next video.